This was the week where the circus of aggrieved faux working class white people known as the Conservative Political Action Committee, or CPAC, gathered in Orlando to chart the future of the Republican Party. And like a bad car wreck or two elephant seals loudly mating, it's hard not to watch. I'm just going to be honest. You're there, you're on the field trip, they're fucking in front of you, and you're like, ugh. The slogan of the conference has been America Uncanceled, which is ironic for a party that is so hell-bent on the show of America ending like as soon as possible. Just not stopping the pandemic, climate change, murdering unarmed Black people, like storming the Capitol. Like they've been trying to get America canceled for a long time now. Some shitlights of the conference. There was a Trump statue that was made of gold and made in Mexico. Just like an abuela's crown filling. I find that very cute. And then a lot of shitty statements. I'm just going to play a little sampling of them for you.
They are trying to take away our rights to be able to defend ourselves. They're trying to make us become dependent on the government. They're trying to have indoctrination camps of schools. And the way they're trying to make us dependent on the government is through trying to say they want to get rid of all our student loans.
They have recruited people on the Biden team. It looks like they casted everybody out of the Che Guevara catalog or something.
In my opinion, the real, the legitimate, and the still actual President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Even though cases are plummeting and vaccination rates are surging, we are still banned from getting anywhere near our nation's capital.
They were stripping Granny out of the COVID ward at the hospital and tossing her in the nursing home, just enough time to infect everybody and then go back to the hospital so that deaths could be recategorized for politics.
Hunter Biden's laptop.
And mark my words, 2022 is going to be a fantastic election year, and so is 2024, as we stand together and defend liberty, defend the Constitution, defend the Bill of Rights of every American. In the immortal words of William Wallace, freedom!
I want to give that a Golden Globe. I want to give that whole thing.
Gonna say
Best variety comedy or musical. I think the Golden Globe goes to CPAC. My goodness.
that acting. I mean, Ted Cruz. My producer Kate on Newsbrook always talks about Ted Cruz sounding like he's like in a third grade play. And he's like studied his lines really hard. Like he's never not somebody else, someone who he's like. The real Ted Cruz is such slime. He's so awful that
Very
he has
much.
to pretend to be somebody else all the time. But I'm like you wonder when the act drops, like, is he actually, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I know
please
exactly
keep
what you're
acting,
saying.
because if you stop acting, it's going to be bad. You're just even worse.
Well, that's the show that they're doing, though. The show that they're putting on is Stay Afraid. Stay afraid, stand down and stand by. That's the show that they're doing.
Yeah.
I also love that he my favorite thing about that, he says, in the words of the immortal William Wallace, freedom. Because at that moment, I wonder if he went like, wait a minute, did he say what the line in the movie was? And also, what is that line? He probably said freedom. No, freedom. Like that's what I think happened right before he said that.
Oh God, I can think of nothing grosser than imagining Ted Cruz like war painted up, and just like I feel like wasn't some of William Wallace like Mel Gibson's like titties were also kind of showing, like just like little Ted Cruz titties coming out of that.
Yeah.
But he does get drawn and quartered at the. Doesn't he get drawn and quartered at the end of it?
William Wallace.
Yeah, he's quartered by.
I forget exactly how it went, but it's all about.
Seen Braveheart.
Well, it is about. Well, as far as I understand, it's about Scotland, if I remember correctly.
I think you are right. Sound off in the comments if you feel like it's about a different place. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I feel like that's the only thing I want to see is Ted Cruz drawn and quartered. I didn't say that, NSA. You can't prove shit. Here's the thing, though. There was the big kahuna who did come back and speak on a national stage. Not his first time. He's been on Fox multiple times. But Trump spoke at CPAC and he brought back all the hits. He said, like, they're bringing drugs like 12 times. And everyone was like, it just wasn't as good as the first time. It was like rapists, talking about walls, talking about how like, Blue Lives Matter, as if no one smacked those words out of his mouth.
He really did a highlight reel of his own stuff, huh?
He did a medley. He should have done it in song. But one thing he did say, was essentially that he's not ruling out the possibility of running in the year 2024.
With your help, we will take back the House. We will win the Senate. And then a Republican president will make a triumphant return to the White House. And I wonder who that will be.
This is, he's trying to Miller to Fillmore it. That's the only, that's what I remember correctly. This was a president who had a break in the middle of their terms. No, he also, this is what, I heard this great interview with Representative Plaskett about, that's part of the reason that he should have been impeached. So this, he cannot run again. And then also like, it's scary. I think the world was watching and the world is continuing to watch, especially because I don't know if we're in the dark night of the soul or the quiet before the storm, because I feel like we've passed the mid-season peak. Yeah. And now we're about to meet like, the White Walkers or something. So I'm not exactly sure where we're headed, but I hope
we're headed to the long night.
Oof.
Yeah, it is like, I fucking hate the guy. I don't know. Controversial opinion. I fucking hate Trump. And like, I'm not done. I don't care what you call it. I'm not done with him. Because guess what? He's not done with us. That motherfucker and all of his little white supremacist Nazi minions, all the, militia groups, they're not done with this country. So like, I get people being like, I don't want to watch him anymore. And I'm sick of talking about Trump. Like, yeah. Sadly, this is the fight of our generation. We get to fight this piece of shit.
But it's not just him. It's not just him.
Exactly.
He is a figurehead. He is, he's a symbol of the wave of hatred that has been, taking this country by tsunami. So it's kind of like he's still around, that hatred is still around. Obviously, we're still in a pandemic, or as I like to say, Panny D, just to have a little fun. But like, just so it sounds like an early 90s rapper. But like we're still in this. So it's kind of like that's as articulate as I could be right now.
No, and I wish Democrats understood that we are definitely not out of the woods. I think they need to know they have to deliver big and fast and like really do a 180 here and start to put together some ideas that are actually popular. Because we can't fight fascists without ideas. We need better ideas because they are winning this like 2D bullshit, like ideological battle of so-called cancel culture. Which is so
good
sad.
Versus evil. It's good versus evil. They've still painted it into that corner: red, blue, good, evil, up, down. Right. Believer, non-believer. So they want everything to be this dichotomy. And they are brilliant at putting everything in that framework.
Absolutely. And I think the opposite can't be like, well, there's more shades of gray. Let's talk about the nuance. It's got to be like, no, here's what we actually stand for. We're anti-racist. Like, we believe Black Lives Matter. We believe that you deserve $15 an hour or more. Like, there needs you call us socialist? Guess what? Maybe we are. So suck it. Like,
well, the people need help. The people need help. These are literally the most desperate times that we could be in. And to have this election and the energy of that, and to kind of just go back into a politics as usual. Well, as usual wasn't great. So here we are in the middle of as usual again.
Absolutely. And I do just want to say, in response to one of those clips, the Che Guevara catalog, sign me up. Sign me up. I mean, honestly, I don't subscribe to any magazines. I want the Che Guevara catalog. That sounds hot as shit. Those are all my search terms right there. Like, if you just give me a catalog of just nothing but hot Latino revolutionaries, I'm there. Sorry.
I'll say I've ordered from the catalog and my beret came in like a little early. I'm really happy with it.
Have you become a patron yet? Patreon.com/bitchuationroom is where you can directly support this show and help me make it sustainable so that I can do more of what I do best. Doing this.